Yes, guys, Lee here, Talk Spurs TV. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I thought, as we've signed João Palhinha, I thought I'd do a little old-style presentation, because if you're anything like me, you retain information visually. And that's just me to a T. I was like it at school. I've been like it all through my life. And I just learn and absorb from visual aspects of things. All right? So things like this. So guys, I spent a couple of hours putting all this information together. It's all readily available on the internet, and you might even be lucky if you went on ChatGPT, if it manages to get anything right, and you'll get that information. But I thought I'd put it all into one little nice package and give you some sort of presentation on on the player, what to expect, and why Thomas Frank decided to sign him. So let's go. I hope the camera's not going to be intrusive. So if it, I'll move it around. So you go. So guys, this is my João Palhinha player breakdown. Let's go. All right. So early career and development, youth and sport and CP beginnings. So he rose through Sporting CP's academy, making his first team debut in January 2017 after appearances for Sporting B. Loans and experience. Loaned to, I'm going to try and pronounce this right. So loaned to Moreirense in 2015-2016, Belenenses 2016-2017, and Braga 2018-2020, and that was to give him first team exposure. Sporting CP and Braga success. So Braga 2019-2020 helped win the Taça da Liga, which is the Portuguese League Cup, in 2020. He returned to Sporting in 2020-2022, where he won the Primeira Liga in 2020-21. So the first time in 19 years. He clinched 2 Taça da Liga 2021-2022 and the Super Taça in 2021. Named in the Primeira League Team of the Year. International career with Portugal. He represented Portugal at the under-18s, the under-19s and the under-20 level, finishing runner-up at Euro under-19 in 2014. He made his senior debut in March 2021, scoring his first goal in World Cup qualification. He earned 34 caps by mid-2025. He featured at UEFA Euro 2020-2022, World Cup and Euro 2024. He was part of the Portugal's UEFA National League winning squad. So Fulham and Premier League impact. These are just a few statistics I've pulled. Transferred to Fulham in July 22 for around 17 to 20 million pounds. Over 2 seasons, he made 79 appearances, scoring 8 goals. Top tackler in the Premier League during the 2023-24 season with 152 tackles and 425 duels. That's winning 425 duels. Like I said, he's one of the highest tacklers in the game. He was voted Fulham Player of the Season in 22-23, and he became Fulham's defensive linchpin. So he was the main man. He was pulling all the strings at the back, making sure they were solidified, safe, and he done good for him. He done really well. So he moved to Bayern Munich in July 24, 47.4 million, which is about 50 million euros, on a 4-year deal until 2028. He helped Bayern secure the Bundesliga title in 2024-25, making 25 appearances and 10 starts. It was a high-profile Bayern move. It was a big transfer, but ultimately a peripheral role. So injury and selection issues limited his playing time, largely out of company's plans. So basically he didn't fit in company's plans. He didn't see no way for him, so he was benched and left out. Hence why there's people umming and ahhing about him about, oh, he hasn't played, he's washed. No, the guy's just not been in the right system, which we'll get onto in a minute. Here we go. So the transfer to Tottenham Hotspur. So these are the initial details. This is what we know. Loan to Spurs for the 25-26 season. There is an option to buy in the summer 2026 for around 30 million euros, which is about 26-27 million pounds. So Spurs will cover full wages reported at 165k per week. That's 8 to 10 million per year with bonuses. We also apparently reportedly paid a loan fee of 4.3 million, but I got yet to get confirmation on that. But that's the only bit of information I'm a little bit weary on. But if that's the case, that's not a bad price. Additional info. The move is seen as a step to rebuild form in the Premier League and support the midfield, especially under new coach Thomas Frank, while providing Bayern financial flexibility. So the Premier League return via Spurs. So basically it's a strategic loan move to regain momentum in a familiar environment for him. So that's what he wants to do. He wants to come back to what he knows, where he was best at, and where he was at the pinnacle of his game. Yes, he's 30 now, but you don't lose what you got in a couple of years. I don't care if you're 30, 35. His role, his position. I can understand if he was bombing up the pitch and, trying to do overlapping runs and, it's not going to happen, right? He's not that player. He's the guy that sits back and just makes things happen. It's as simple as that. So anyway, he wants regular playing time in a top league to regain match sharpness, ability to solidify Spurs' midfield and possibly earn a permanent deal. Now, solidify the midfield, 100% he will do. When we say, a player, he's a top player, he's a brilliant player, they're only as good as the players that are around him. It's not like you can't take Ronaldo. Well, maybe that's a bad example because Ronaldo's different. But let's just go with Ronaldo. You can't put Ronaldo, and I'm sorry, but put him in Norwich. Sorry, Norwich fans. And expect Norwich to win everything. It's not going to happen. You need other players around you to help you to make you that player. Yeah, of course Ronaldo's going to probably do a couple of solo runs, bang it in the net. Of course he will. But you need that team. You need it to be solidified, and it just doesn't happen. So you're not going to get from this guy that running. You're not going to get the overlaps, nothing like that. You're just going to get him sit back, do what he needs to do, and keep things ticking over. Simple as that. That's his job, right? So yeah, he wants regular playing time in the top league to regain sharpness, the ability to solidify Spurs' midfield again, which he will do, influence in the Champions League under Thomas Frank. Now, every player's dream, I suppose, well, it is to play in the Champions League. It's the highest stage. It's where you get noticed. It's the where your international prestige could show. So in other words, if he wants to be in contention for Portuguese national team, bang, get on the highest stage where everyone's watching, get the most views. It showcases his ability. We know how good of a player he is anyway. Loads of people know how good he is, but you have to stay fresh and you have to stay relevant, and the Champions League does that. It's regardless whether we get to the group stages or we get knocked out. It doesn't make a difference. We're in the Champions League, and that's what he wants. He wants to showcase himself. And he, like I said about the Portuguese setup, he wants a continued role in the setup. He wants that opportunity. He's come to Spurs. It's a big league. We are a relatively big team, not in comparison to some of the teams in the league, obviously, but we are up there. And yeah, he fancied his chances at us and he signed for us. So let's have a little look, see what Thomas Frank had to say on the matter. So when Thomas Frank was asked why he wanted to sign João Palhinha, it was always, I'm not going to do the Danish accent, by the way. It was always his abilities, and if you look at the squad, I don't think we have this ability or package as a clear number 6 with his profile. His defensive qualities, his ability to be in the centre of the pitch, very disciplined. His distribution, short diagonals, his passes, in behind, and then his ability to break up play, especially if you are playing away from home or against the good counter-attacking teams. It's very important to have one that, is not running away or gets attracted to something. His set piece ability in both boxes is also a key thing, and he has some experience, which is good. Now, Thomas Frank was also asked about the older player experience and why he went for him being that age he was or is. And this is what he had to say. It doesn't have to be that experience in terms of age. Kudus is experienced and he is 24. He has tried a lot in his life and he can perform now. I think it's important to have some players who can perform now. We need to have enough of them and enough talent. We need the perfect blend because I think we have some big talent in the middle of the pitch like Archie Gray, Lucas and Pape. And this was I think it was in a press conference or separate interview by Alistair Gold from Football London, who's a Spurs journo. So it's all good stuff. We'll go on to, I don't know if you can see that, I might have to move my mug down a little bit. There we go. So these are the pros and cons for me. These are my pros and cons. You may disagree. You may have other ideas, but so this is the pros and cons to come up with. So, pros: he's an elite ball winner, and he led the Premier League in tackles in 22-23. So we lose that ball, he's going to be chasing it down, giving it 100%, and 9 times out of 10 winning the ball back. It's ball retention. That's what we need. We haven't had that for a while. Getting the ball back and starting the patterns, the shapes, the passing again. Physical presence. We know he's a physical presence. We know he's going to pick up cards. The 50-50 duels, like it says there, the shrugs off challenges with ease. He is a big time player when it comes to duels and challenges. Defensive intelligence. Now this is one of the important things. He can intercept and he attacks early with great positioning. So he can read the game. He knows what's going on. He knows where the ball's going to be before he gets there. He's got great awareness. And that's what we need. We need someone to step in, break up the opposition play, and continue forward. Aerial strength. He dominates headers in both boxes. So he's going to be unbelievable on set pieces, corners, right? He's going to be one of the target men, right? Because let's be honest, we got Danzo, who's huge. Who else? I mean, God, that's what I'm saying. I can't even think who's good with their head in our team, right? But this guy is going to bring that extra tool to the box, right? And his work rate, relentless work rate, covers huge ground every game, and he never stops running. Now he's not fast, but he covers a lot of ground. Again, that's what you need. Honestly, this guy is going to be phenomenal for Spurs. I don't think people understand the type of player we're getting in. Most important thing, composed under pressure. Yeah, finds calm, simple passes under heavy pressing. So Spurs in the past, we flap. We've always flapped. We get them Spursy moments, those bozo moments in midfield. No, not just midfield, in defence too. But midfield is the main part. I think it's key. Without a good midfield, nothing else works. Yeah? You need to be able to distribute the ball. You need to be able to hold it up. You need to be able to have the vision, look for runners. You see a lot from that midfield space. And this guy is going to be like a visionary. Honestly, he's going to be brilliant. So yeah, he's composed under pressure, finds calm, simple passes, and he's brilliant under heavy pressing. So he will be able to take the pressure in that midfield. Doesn't matter who we come up against. Yeah? These are the bad points, I feel. I could be wrong. Again, it's my opinion. Let's see what I've put down. So, the cons, the bad points. His limited passing range. Rarely breaks lines or creates chances. But we don't need him to be a chance creator. We need him to create. That's all we need to do. We need him to pass the ball, to the people that can do it. This is what he does. Yeah? He's the foundation of the midfield. Yeah? He sets everything up to be built. So he builds play up. And this is what he does. He lacks agility and pace, so he struggles against quick, nimble opponents. But with him being a DM, he's going to be sitting back majority of the time anyway. So he's going to be able to read the game. He's going to be able to read the players coming onto him. So he'll know. And plus, we've got other quick players who can nip over and hopefully bail him out when he needs to, if he needs it. This is the thing I was telling people in my live watch along the other day, yesterday. High yellow card count. He is amongst the most booked player, or one of them in the league. He was at Fulham. It's because he goes into challenges. He's like a Romero, but I don't think he's got that. He's not as bad as Romero, but he's got that beast in him. He'll just go for it. He wants to win the ball. He's a winner. That's what he wants. Yeah. So he's going to be picking up cards, and he's probably going to get a couple of suspensions, right? He's going to miss a few games, but hopefully we get someone in to play alongside him, or someone in that can come on for him just as good. We'll see. Low attacking output. Offers little threat in open play or goal scoring. Now, I'm not 100% on this one. I put it down. I'm thinking, well, I'm not taking into account the situation for set plays, corners, anything like set pieces. He is a threat. He's a threat in the air. He's good with his head. He's probably going to be one of the best aerial duel winners in our team. I mean, let's be real and let's be honest about it, right? So again, that's a little bit of a grey area for me. Open play or goal scoring. He's known to score goals. I was watching some Fulham games from that season before he left, and I think he creates enough from open play, but that's just my opinion. Risky tackler in big games. So aggression can backfire with fouls or early bookings. So it's the same old story with Spurs. We will bozo a moment up, won't we? If we're on the front foot, say for the first 15, 20 minutes, and we're ahead of the game, so we go 1-0, 2-0 up, then we get booked. We get sending off. This is a possibility with this guy. This is my only thing with him, right? Because he's so passionate, he's so determined to get the ball, to win. That's what he wants to do. He wants to bloody win, right? Something Spurs players or some Spurs players haven't had in them. This guy's got it, trust me. Okay, so this is what will happen. Well, it'll be risky. He will get booked and he will get sent off. I've no doubt about that. It says here tactical limitations. Now, I've put he's best in a rigid system, which is not suited to a fluid or high possession style. Well, Frank plays a number of styles, so he's going to have to adapt him. So you don't necessarily have to play every single game. I think personally he will be brought in for the high profile games, Champions League, the better teams in the Premiership. Like for instance, I personally wouldn't start him against Burnley. Like teams like that, when we know we've got enough, to beat him to get a result, I don't think we need to be playing him personally. Against the Cities, Arsenals, Chelsea's, teams like that, the high profile teams, yeah, and obviously Champions League when that happens, when that starts, I think this guy is going to be key to our midfield. Yeah, with Basuma leaving, I think we get another midfielder in. I think we do as backup personally. Yeah, and we'll see what happens. But I'm super excited for João Palhinha. I keep saying Palhinha, it's not Palhinha. João Palhinha. And I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait. I said this yesterday in my little, my little video I done, my short. And yeah, I can't wait. I think he's a top pro. He will suit our system. Well, depending on which system Frank plays. And yeah, he will be adapted to whatever Frank needs. If Frank's happy with him, I'm definitely happy with him, and I know 90% of the fans are happy with him. And there is a concern with people about his age, but you got to think about it. If he was 30 and he was an attacking midfielder, or he was a striker, then you'd have concerns. You'd think, well, can he do it anymore? Can he run? He's lost it. He doesn't need that. He's a DM. He sits back, sits deep, and he just sweeps up. He's a sweeper. That's what he does. Sweeps up. Yeah, and that's basically it, guys. I thought I'll put this together. It only took me a couple of hours, but I hope you appreciate it. And let me know in the comments, guys, if I've made any mistakes or you appreciate what I've done. And I will be back again soon with another video. I don't know what video. I'm just trying to do different things, trying to freshen it up a little bit. So I hope you appreciate that. But guys, thanks again, and I will see you in the next video. Lee out.